I just hit 130,000 real estate leads inside my CRM using Google Ads. What I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through exactly how I did it, what campaigns I used, an ability for you to launch the exact same campaigns yourself with a cheat sheet, with a walkthrough tutorial, exactly how it works. Most realtors think that Google Ads don't work. The problem is they just have it set up completely wrong. Let me show you. You to go to the pinned comment below in this video and click on the link for cheat sheet. It's going to get you this cheat sheet, which is going to allow you to build out a buyer or a seller campaign, depending on what you choose. And the way you sort between them is at the bottom, there's these tabs. So this is the seller one and this is the buyer one. You're going to need this to do the step-by-step tutorial as time goes on. So do that first. Now that you have that, we're in Lofty. So if we look at Lofty, there's 130,076 leads. These leads have been coming in for years. There's been actually in the last 30 days, there has been almost 4,000 leads, 3953 leads come up in the last 30 days. So if I click back here, I X out of this, these are a combination of buyer and seller leads. And you can see based on the source, they're coming in predominantly through Google Ads, through Google PPC. There's the occasional one that says Zillow or other or something like that. But almost all of these leads are Google Ads or Google pay-per-click leads. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you inside a campaign that I launched for somebody about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And then I'm going to show you near the end of the video, if you stick around, exactly how to step-by-step launch that particular campaign and get similar results. So if we jump into this particular campaign, this campaign's been running for about 3 or 4 weeks. In the last 7 days, this campaign's generated 79 conversions for $4.46. That's Canadian funds. This one happens to be in Canada. We have lots of customers that are in the States as well. The great thing is this is about $2.75 per high intent Google search lead in America, which is really, really, really amazing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through exactly how we launch these campaigns and exactly how I optimize them. So first things first, if you are not part of our school community, you're going to want to go into the pinned comment and go to join our Google Ads school. It's going to put you in this particular community. It's totally free. Click on join group. And once you click on join group, you're going to go up here to community and then you'll be able to search. When you stick around a little bit longer in the community, I'm going to show you exactly what to search here to find the tutorials for each seller and buyer campaign, as well as how to get a credit. So let's jump back over here. So now that we're in this particular campaign that's launched, the cheat sheet shows you exactly the structure on how this is going to work. So this is the cheat sheet for the buyer one. This is the cheat sheet for the seller one. This particular one that I'm showing you here that's performing like this is actually the buyer one right here. So it's this one under this tab, which is buyer and seller leads. The reason it says buyer and seller is even though they sign up as a buyer, 43% statistically will be sellers as well. When you just ask them a simple question like, in order to make this move, do you need to sell your current home? When they say yes, that's about 43% of the time. You just put a little note on their file and then pursue them as a seller as well. Get an appraisal or a listing appointment when it makes sense. So let's jump forward to after you've launched the campaign, just so you can see some of the ways that I tweak and get the cost per lead as low as I've gotten it. For example, $4.46 Canadians, under $3 US, which is a really, really low cost per lead. This is in a market where the average commission is about $15,000. So it doesn't take very many of these leads to be very, very lucrative. So when we click on the settings for this particular campaign, this is the exact settings just in at the campaign level. You're going to see there's a couple different options for bidding strategies, and you can go a couple different ways here, and I'll explain the advantages and the disadvantages of each. So right now we're using a bidding strategy of maximize conversion value. You're going to need a conversion tracking setup. You're going to need conversion tracking set up on whatever website you're using. In this case, we're using Lofty. So there's a conversion tracking how-to video for Lofty and a couple other CRMs like Real Geeks and some others in the playlist called conversion tracking on the YouTube channel. So go there if you do want to set up conversion tracking, but that's definitely a different video. So in this case, the bidding strategy, if we wanted to maximize our conversion value, we would set a target return on ad spend. So let's say we're spending $1,000 a month, which is what I typically recommend for a real estate campaign. campaign and we're like, hey, we want to do 5 or 10 times that in revenue as far as commission. So $1,000 a month, let's say it turns into a $10,000 commission, that would be a 1,000% target return on ad spend, which is a really good one to add, or to, what's the word I'm looking for? That's a really good thing to aim for with real estate. You can definitely do 5 to 10 times. In some campaigns, we do 20 or 30 times return on ad spend. So another bidding strategy you can use is, it's the one called conversions. This is probably the most common one. And the great thing about conversions, it's going to maximize the number of conversions you get with a particular ad spend. When you choose maximize conversions, you have a decision to make, whether you want to set a target cost per action or not. So it really depends. I typically start without this so that it's going to make sure to spend through the budget. In this case, this one's about $50 per day, so about $1,500 per month. It really depends. It really depends. If you have lots of conversion data, you may want to start with the target cost per action. But if you don't, you probably want to have it turned off, get a bunch of data. And then when you click on it, if this number is right around where you're aiming for, a little bit above, then you're probably good. If you don't have a lot of conversion data and you click set a target cost per action, this will say like 50 or 20 or something that you probably don't want. So if we click over here and we click to clicks, this is another conversion, or this is another bidding strategy that you can use, particularly if you don't have conversion tracking really dialed in yet. This one allows you to set a maximum cost per click bid limit. So for example, let's say we're getting clicks for $1 and we don't want to spend more than about $1.20, $1.30 as a maximum, because we want to have that average cost per click be under $1 incrementally. So that's one we would do. Again, if you don't have a ton of conversion data, you often just want to have this unchecked. So the way I determine what I'm going to do, whether it's conversion value, conversions, or clicks, as far as whether I'm going to actually implement target cost per action, max cost per click bid limit, or a target return on ad spend, or ROAS, if you will, with this particular one, is by checking what the spend has been over the last 7 days or so. So the budget here is about $50. So 49, 32, so let's say 50. So if you take 50 and you multiply it by 7, that's 350. So it looks like we're spending the daily budget on average over a 7-day time scale. So that's really, really critical. If this was spending like $150 and I was going to go put a constraint on the max cost per click bid limit, or try to put a really high target return on ad spend, or a target cost per action, that's going to constrain or throttle the campaign too much. So we have to make sure that it's reliably serving the ad and getting the result that we want before we consider anything like that. So that's some higher level stuff to really get these campaigns to perform extremely well. But what you need is, you need to know exactly how to launch the campaign. So make sure you have the cheat sheet, which you've requested in the pinned comment below. Once you have that cheat sheet, you'll be able to go through and step-by-step do this. Then go over to school.com/ads, which you already joined the free community because I told you to before. And then what you'll do is you'll search 2026, click enter when you're in the community tab. If you scroll down just a little bit, you'll get Google Ads for Seller Leads 2026. This is a complete step-by-step tutorial, point and click, showing you exactly where and how to do everything. So go ahead and do that if you'd like seller leads only. If you'd like buyer leads, put 2025 and then scroll down to where it says Google Ads for Realtors 2025, step-by-step. This is a complete step-by-step tutorial that shows you how to craft the this particular campaign right here, the buyer and seller leads. The good news is this one's going to have about 43% will be sellers in addition to buyers. So you get both with this one. Even though it's done in 2025, it's not outdated. This is exactly how I would set it up today in 2026. But what I want you to do is I want you to make sure that you come in, join, and then you follow this step-by-step. So I hope that the video has been valuable to you. I hope to see you in the school community, and I will see you in the next video.